It's time to make it, just give it a try. 'Cause you can make it like the old fat guy.
Welcome to another episode of You Can Make It. Today I'm going to make one of my favorite treats for breakfast or even just a snack, and that's cheese muffins. Now these days muffins tend to be these huge things that are like a cake. They're incredibly sweet, they're giant. When I was growing up, a muffin was about that big and wasn't a cake. It was a breakfast item. Sure, it was a little bit sweeter, but it didn't have chocolate chips and things in it. This particular muffin is a savory muffin. It has very little sugar in it, but a lot of flavor because you add cheese. It's also super easy to make. So without any further ado, let's make some cheese muffins. We'll start off with this bowl where I have 2 cups or 500 milliliters of all-purpose flour. On this plate, I have 15 milliliters or a tablespoon of baking powder, 15 milliliters or a tablespoon of sugar, and 3 milliliters or a half teaspoon of salt. We're just going to add it to the flour. And we're going to stir them together. Now that they're mixed together, we're going to make some liquid ingredients. And we'll just use a smaller bowl, and we'll put 2 eggs in the bowl. And you want to beat those eggs up fairly well. You don't need them very frothy, but give them a good beating to get them quite well mixed up. There we go. And now we're going to add 250 milliliters or 1 cup of milk. And I forgot to melt some butter, so give me a moment because I got to add some melted butter to this. I'll be right back. Just to prove that I'm totally stupid, I have now melted my butter, and I also forgot to tell you to preheat your oven to 400 degrees before you start. So my oven's preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I put the milk in there. Now we want to add 50 milliliters or 1/4 cup of melted butter. There we go. And just give that another quick stir to mix it up. Okay. Now we'll wipe up a little bit here and go back to our dry ingredients, to which we're going to add 3/4 cup or 175 milliliters of grated cheddar cheese. You can use sharp cheese. I prefer sharp cheese. You can use milder if you're not into that. So just put that in to your dry ingredients and stir it around until the cheese is coated well with the flour mixture. And then you want to make just a little bit of a well in the center of the flour, and you're going to add the liquid and egg mixture all at once. Just put it in there. And now you'd want to stir it quite rapidly. At this point, you want it to get mixed up quite quickly. Now you're trying to mix it just until it's all moistened. You do not want to overmix this or it'll be tough. So you want to mix it just until all the flour is moistened. Don't worry at all if there's a few lumps or a little bit of flour on showing. You just want to get it just mostly mixed. There we go. Now that we've got it mostly mixed, I've sprayed some muffin pans with baking spray, and we're just going to split the batter here over 12 pans, 12 muffin cups. Now, perhaps at this point, somebody can tell me why they always give you muffin tins with 8 muffins in each one when most people make 12 muffins, and you end up with 4 empty ones. I don't know, but it just seems to be the case. Anyway, you want about 2/3 fill the muffin tins. Now, look around and see if any have a little less in them. And we'll put a last scrapings out here in the ones that are a little underfilled. There we go, put some more in that one. And this one here is a little under, and this one's a little over. So we'll just take some out of this one, and we'll add it to that one. And don't worry, they're not all exactly equal. It's homemade muffins. You're not going to open a muffin shop. You just want tasty and ones that look homemade. So now these are going to go into the 400-degree oven for 15 to 20 minutes. You'll tell they're cooked because you can put a toothpick in them and it'll come out clean. So let's put them in the oven. I baked the muffin for about 17 minutes for them to be clean when a toothpick went in. And now I've let them cool for 4 or 5 minutes just because they come out of the pan easier. And of course, we need to try one. So we'll just cut one open. They're nice and tender. Oh, look at that. Nice and soft and moist, not tough at all. And we'll just put some butter on it. And now that we've got some butter on it, we have to give it a try. These are soft and tender. They got just a hint of sweet, but mostly they're savory with the nice cheese background. They're just a really tasty muffin. Not too sweet, just the right size, and the best part of all, you can make it.
I have a good woman, I ain't good looking, but I do some cooking, I'm the old fat guy. So use that oven if you want some lovin', be like the old fat guy. Be like the old fat guy.